Hi, this is Pete from Favor, and today we're going to look at watching for values on your IoT devices. In previous videos, we've looked at how to send data to your devices, how to set and get data. The next thing you're probably going to want to do is watch for inputs. So the first thing we're going to take a look at is buttons. So here I have my Favor configuration file. This is actually very similar to the file we used in the get methods where we were getting temperature from a device that had both temperature and humidity. Here we've added in a new button. So as you can see, I've got a type of button. My address that the button is on is 18. Direction is in, which means the data is going, or the circuit is going into the microcontroller. The edge I currently have set at both. This is looking for the rising or falling edge. And you can look up more about what these edge things mean on the internet. The interface is GPIO, and I've got this debalance, which is kind of like a timeout so that a single button click isn't interpreted as more than one click. So you can set these values different based on different microcontrollers, different devices, but they will respond the same way. So if you had two devices that are significantly different in speed, they may have a different debounce rate. Of course, they would have different addresses. So here, the configuration file that lives on the device really lets you work with a common interface to do the same thing on different hardware. So let's take a look at working with that button. And that's not what I wanted to do. Let's get out of here, and I'm going to use sudo node, and I'm going to set up. So I'm going to get my config file first, which is in my config files watch, and this Favor/examples is up on GitHub if you want to take a look at what's in that config file. We just looked at it a second ago. And I'm now going to include Favor. So require Favor, and I'm going to pass in the config file. Pretty simple. All right, so now let's get the temperature when we click on the button. So I'm going to set up a callback first. It's called temp cb equals function, and it's going to be an open function. Inside here, I'm going to get the button. So I'm going to say Favor temperature dot get, and then I'll just console that all out. So I'll say console.log temp is val, and close that off and close that off. And now let's hook that up to the button. So I'm going to say Favor button watch, and I pass this callback into that watch function. And now when I click the button, it's going to get the temperature. I'm not sure what that 125 was all about. That seemed very strange, a bit of a glitch in that chip, but you can see there the temperature of 21 degrees. That's looking much better. Now, when you're working with sensors like temperature sensors, and you want to regularly get information back from them, you might not want to ping it all the time. You can, of course, set your own timeout, but I can also just set a watch on this device. This device does not have interrupts. We can get into interrupts later on in a different video, but let's put together a callback. The first thing I'm going to need to do, let's make it so that I'm going to run a function that will constantly ping for the temperature, but when I press the button, I want it to cancel that ping. So what I'm going to have to do first is set up the temperature watch, which is, let's go var watch temp equals function, and this is going to be val, and I'll just console.log that as well. The temp is val. Don't need that. So that's how I'm going to watch the temp. Now, when I press the button, I want to cancel watch temp. So what I'm going to do here is say Favor button dot watch, and here I'm going to pass in a function, and that function is going to say favor. I'm going to get the temperature, and I'm going to remove the watch from the temperature, and the watch I'm going to remove is this function that I'm going to pass into the temperature in a minute. So I'm going to remove temp watch, or watch temp, sorry, and I close that off, and this is the watch on the button. So the button is now set up to cancel or remove a watcher from the temperature sensor. So now let's take a look at the temperature sensor. I'm just going to say favor temperature dot watch, and I pass in the watch temp function. And as you see, there's the temperature coming through. So this is pinging it on 100 milliseconds, and when I click the button, that canceled the temperature sensor. So really simple to work with temperature, with watching and unwatching of your components in Favor. I'll be doing more of these videos. We'll get into interrupts and some possibly more complicated things shortly. So like us on GitHub, give us a star if you like what you see.